Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Locker Room Central. Here we give you up-to-date analysis on every sporting activities all over the world. But we pay more attention to our Nigerian sports and we pay even more attention to our football here in Nigeria, talking about the NLO, the NNL and the NPFL and also the NWFL. I'm doing this with some of my friends, some behind the cameras and some that have decided never to show themselves in front of the camera. And also right here with me is Trent the Mistro. How are you, Trent?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
All right, you're sounding very cold, but I'm sure as we proceed, Trent the Mistro is going to bust you guys up.
I'm a chill guy, actually. I'm a chill guy.
Oh, we know that, right?
Yeah,
okay. All right. Over the weekend was very interesting as we saw activities happening in football, talking about the UEFA Champions League finals. I mean, it was a big surprise. You know, we didn't expect that kind of scoreline, but I mean, that happened. It's football. You say anything can happen. Paris Saint-Germain clinched their first Champions League trophy, beating International 5-0, Trent. It was a huge surprise for me.
Well, I think I never watched that game. I would have said maybe they were playing basketball because, come on, why would you score 5 goals against Inter Milan in the final of the greatest club football in the world? Come on, the Champions League, as long as I'm concerned, that's the greatest club football in the world. So why would you score 5 goals past Inter Milan that eliminated Barcelona from the final? So many people were saying Barcelona would have been a very good match for PSG in the final. So for me, I just think, well, this is football. Many things happen in football, and these are one of the things that can happen in football. It was a very sad moment for Inter Milan, sad moment for Simone Inzaghi yesterday. But on a whole, congratulations to PSG and Ousmane Dembele, Hakimi. They'll be coming for so many individual laurels at the end of the day, talking about the Ballon d'Or and not forgetting the CAF Awards later this year.
I think you're already tipping Hakimi for the CAF Awards this year.
Well, not like tipping Hakimi for the CAF Awards this year, because, come on, scoring in the final of the Champions League and winning the Champions League after winning so many trophies in your local league as well, right there in France. So that means that, come on, you are topping the chart.
Yeah. It's actually true. I mean, Paris Saint-Germain have actually dominated French football over the years, and the build-up to the Champions League finals, they actually show they deserve the title. I mean, although you're saying, I mean, some people say, I mean, this is Inter Milan we're talking about, okay? But history has it that whenever the Champions League final is being played in Allianz Arena, right there in Munich, Germany, it's always the first timers that will win. And over the weekend was not something different. I mean, that's what we saw happened in the Champions League.
Well, yeah, I understand. That's what history says. But come on, let's bring Barcelona of 2013 or Real Madrid of 2017 down to this current PSG score, and they're playing the finals in Munich. Come on. Come on. PSG won't stand a chance. But Paris Saint-Germain won't stand a chance. I think Paris Saint-Germain was playing these finals with Barcelona, it would have been very tough. Not just scoring 5 goals. Before they could get 1 goal, I didn't mean they were playing against Barcelona, just Barcelona of this season. It would have been a whole lot. They would have taken a whole lot before they could score 1 goal. That's what I'm trying to say, that if it was Real Madrid of 2017, 2018, or Barcelona of 2012, 2013, come on, it would have been very difficult. Barcelona and Real Madrid were going to win PSG yesterday if they got to play against them.
To some extent, I'm going to agree with you.
Yeah.
Because Barca this season have shown they are very prolific, okay? But it's not about the names, okay? I don't agree with you totally. It's not about the names. It's not about the squad. It's about playing together as a team. And that's what PSG showed us.
I understand it's about playing together as a team, but I think the Champions League has dropped. Yeah, I'll say it has dropped because those years, anytime I hear the Champions League anthem, especially in the final, goosebumps come out from my body. But yesterday I had the Champions League final. I see PSG playing and Inter Milan playing. Come on, it was so strange seeing a French team and an Italian team in the final. Come on, it's always a team against a Spanish team or a team against an English team in the final. That makes it so interesting and fascinating to watch. But on the whole, I'm not trying to say that French football is not up to the standard of playing the final in the Champions League, or Italian football is not up to the standard as well. I'm just trying to say that Champions League have dropped. Yeah, it has dropped because, come on, why would you have a French team and an Italian team in the final and a French team scoring 5 goals against an Italian team? Italian team, like for me, I say, after English football, I think Italian football is like one of the best because when you can see everything in Italian football. It's always very raw. It's always very vocal in Italian football. But come on, like it has dropped my love for Italian football after what I saw yesterday from Inter Milan.
Well, it's Luis Enrique, and you know the pedigree of Luis Enrique, talking about right from when he started with Barca and to where he is right now. So you cannot say they don't have what it takes. They don't have all the qualities and the individual plays in that team. They have what it takes to win, and that's what they did. But something tragic happened in Paris after they won the Champions League for the first time. I mean, what a way to celebrate the winning mentality of the Paris fan is quite tragic, I must say. Well, after winning, you went ahead on the street to destroy things, and a whole lot of persons have been arrested already, and we heard, as of this moment, they lost 2 lives already. It's quite tragic. It's something that, I mean, I don't know why they are doing this.
Come on, why would you go ahead to do something unimportant? Because come on, you won the Champions League. Come on, you're supposed to go and celebrate. You're supposed to throw a party. You're supposed to do public holiday for students going to school for like 1 month. Because come on, how would PSG winning the trophy, the Champions League for the first time? The president of France is supposed to say no work for all the workers, no school for all the students. Stay in your house. Let's just enjoy the moment for like not 1 month, like 1 week. Let's just enjoy the moment. That's for you going out to destroy something. It doesn't really make sense for me. That's not how football is going to be played. That's not how football should be played. This kind of stories is supposed to come out from the rival fans, like from Italian fans, from Inter Milan fans that go in there at the end of the day, lost the final. Yeah, they are the one that's supposed to destroy things, but no, it's coming in from the fans. The fan base from who won the trophy. What do you want again? Should the president go ahead to win the Ballon d'Or for you before you stop all this PSG fans? Because just imagine France winning the World Cup again. Even winning the World Cup, they did not do this. But winning the Champions, that's why I say, come on, the Champions League is on another level.
Well, I think there's something we don't understand that is happening recently because about a week ago, a week or two, just about a week ago, there was a tragic situation right there in Liverpool when the Liverpool were celebrating their trophy, and we saw a certain driver driving into the crowd. That was tragic. I don't know where this is coming from, but whoever is thinking like this, please go check yourself because you're not well, okay? Moving on right now into something that concerns us right here. African football, right? Nigerian football. Over the weekend, we also had Nigeria, the Super Eagles of Nigeria, winning the Unity Cup. Trent does not like this story, but come on, there's nothing you can do about it. We won!
Did I say I did not like it?
I know you don't like it.
Did I say I did not like it?
While we were prepping for this show, Trent was already telling me why are Nigerians celebrating so much? I mean, why would we not celebrate? Come on, it's a cup, it's a trophy. I mean, this is something we won 21 years ago and we are retaining it. It's a good thing happening to the Nigerian football. Talking about the crop of players that has been invited for this particular encounter. We saw a certain home-based footballer right there, Sadiq
Ismaili and Sergio Isaac.
Yeah, doing so well. He's the only player who started the 2 games, played full 90 minutes. He was so consistent. And some people will say they celebrated more when Nigeria defeated Ghana in the first game than how they celebrated when Nigeria lifted the cup. What's your take on this?
Well, first of all, why I think this trophy is good to me is that I don't think I was born when Nigeria last won it. Yeah? So I'm proud. And I'm a proud citizen of Nigeria, and I'm happy that Nigeria won it when I'm alive to see it. You can see that's why I'm on the Nigerian jersey, yeah? So, second of all, the fact that NPFL players have been included in the squad is what I really like because I've been clamoring for
it's a good thing.
NPFL players. We have so many NPFL players doing better than players that are playing in Europe. I'm not even going to lie. I'm not going to hide the truth. Yeah, call a spade a spade. Sergio Isaac is the best midfielder we have got in the midfield of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. I can say it anywhere. I just feel the NFF president, the NPFL president, anybody that is doing any NPFL selecting the squad that will represent the Super Eagles of Nigeria, you guys should just watch Rangers International. Yeah, Enugu Rangers, as people likely call them. Watch them play and watch Sergio Isaac play. Come on. He's the best midfielder in Nigerian football. I can say that. He's the best midfielder in Nigerian football because what these guys bring to the party, what these guys bring at the middle of the park is is so sensational. You don't tend to see it anywhere in Nigerian football. You don't tend to see it anywhere, even in African football itself. And you don't tend to see it in players that are being called up for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Yeah, foreign-based players that are being called up for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Now, having Papa Mustafa Daniel, having Saviour Isaac, having Nduka Jr., and having Sadiq Ismaili to represent Nigeria in the Unity Cup is so fascinating for me. It's so entertaining for me. Now, it's not about calling them up. It's about calling them up and giving them the playing time.
That's what I was about saying.
For them to at least showcase what they've got. Because now, giving Sadiq Ismaili the playing time, I can beat on my chest that the next time the Super Eagles of Nigeria will have any competitive match, maybe in the World Cup qualifiers or maybe in the AFCON, they will definitely want to trust Sadiq because he has delivered on countless occasions, countless situations. He has delivered the Super Eagles. They will definitely want to start him. Now, this boils down to Saviour Isaac. Anytime you have an opportunity to start this guy so that you're going to see him, not just bringing him in the 70th minute, in the 80th minute. Come on, I understand, player, when you have the opportunity, but you have to utilize it. But come on, you cannot give a player 10 minutes to show you what he's got. You have to trust the process. You have to allow him to acclimatize with the way the Super Eagles of Nigeria plays. Yeah?
I understand what you're saying, but you know, it's a process. Okay?
I understand.
And you need to build up from somewhere until you get there. All right? So that being said, do you think Sadiq Ismaili really presented himself as the rightful back for the Super Eagles of Nigeria?
Well, as the rightful back of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, that's a very hard question, I must say, because when you want to look at the fullbacks of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, you see that Olaina is there, the best fullback currently in England. Yeah, in the past season, yeah, in England, in English football, he was the best right back. Yeah, Trent Alexander was not the best right back. Yeah, it was Olaina. Yeah, so
okay, you know, I asked this question because he had some sloppy moments right there. The two goals that we conceded against Jamaica. That was his sloppy moments.
Is he the first one that I've done a mistake in football? Okay. I don't want to start mentioning names.
Go there.
I don't want to start mentioning names. Even some people that.
Okay. Sorry.
Let's not mention names. Yeah?
Sorry.
But I understand. You know that when you want to do a call up, you don't have to call up just one right fullback. Yeah. Olaina will be called up, but Sadiq has to be called up too, because you cannot call up Olaina and go and call up someone that we have not heard his name before, that plays for Genk, that plays in Belgian Pro League, that we have not seen him playing before. We trust Sadiq Ismaili. Last season, he was the player with the highest number of assists in the NPFL. Yeah, I can remember, yeah, vividly. He was the player with the highest number of assists in the NPFL. I don't think even Olaina has gotten the highest number of assists in European football before. No, he has not.
Okay.
So anytime you're calling up Olaina, make sure you call up
Sadiq Ismaili. But let's give kudos to the coach. I mean, bringing in these guys, giving them the opportunity, I mean, is something commendable.
Yeah, giving him the opportunity. I think in the last time he had played out against Zimbabwe, I had the opportunity to ask him, what are the criteria that MPFL players need to meet before they get a call up? He said he's watching, he's looking at them, that there's a whole lot of talent. And I feel, yeah, calling up this set of players to meet up the Super Eagles of Nigeria and maybe get a playing time there, it's fascinating. My own is not just the Unity Cup. Let them play high-class football. Let them play in the World Cup qualifiers and deliver you. See, Eric Chell, I beat my chest. MPFL players will not fall your hands. I'm telling you.
Okay, I see what you're doing right there. But let's move on, all right? Let's talk about something else that was supposed to take place over the weekend, but it was postponed. That was the match of the Super Falcons against the Indomitable Lioness of Cameroon. I don't know why. At this moment, we've not really gotten the full gist from the camp of the Super Falcons as to why that game has been postponed. What do you think could be a possible reason for this match being postponed?
There is no full intel on why the match is being postponed.
Yes.
The possible reason is that NNL is going on, yeah, and they were supposed to use the Ikene Township Stadium here to play their game, the first leg, and we all know that Beyond Limit, that's their home ground for their NNL games here. So that's one possible reason, but it's not yet clarified. So the second one, I don't know. I don't have any reason, but first of all, anytime I hear the Super Eagles, the Super Eagles of Nigeria are the only national side that when you hear their name, when they have a match, you don't even have to bother. You don't even have to think about anything. You just know that it will be go galore for the Super Falcons. You don't even have to think about anything. Well, anytime you hear the Super Falcons of Nigeria, as a Nigerian, you have to be proud when you hear the Super Falcons of Nigeria, because you don't have to be afraid. You have to be surprised because you just know that these people will just come in, play and score goals. That's just what they are built for. Come in, play and score goals. But when you hear the Super Eagles, you say, are they going to draw? Are they going to win? Even though they are going to win, what are the permutations that their opponents in the group are going to lose their game to? So that's it. When you hear the Flying Eagles, you are saying, oh, who is their coach?
Okay, Trent.
Who is anything?
Trent.
So that's
now,
it.
with what's happening right now, do you think with the amount of attention that is given to the women football in Nigeria as compared to what's given to the male football in Nigeria, do you think with what's happening currently, who deserves more attention?
Well, who deserves more attention? Women, ladies first. That's what so many people say.
Well, I mean, that could be true anyway,
Yeah,
because the
ladies
ladies they've been so consistent over the years.
Yeah.
They've been doing so well, and I think that can be considered.
That can be considered when you want to look at how these people move from playing in the NWFL, playing the WAFUB, then going ahead to the continents to play in the CAF Women's Champions League. Edo Queens, their testimony. And I'm sure Bayelsa Queens will not flatter to deceive this time around too, going out to represent Nigeria in the continent. When last did NPFL team, the men's category, go far in this? So you can see now. So we have to, ladies first, please. Super Falcons you are sure that when they go to the WAFCON, you are sure about something. But the Super Eagles of Nigeria is always like this.
Okay, NFF, you heard it from Trent. Ladies first. So please pay more attention to the women football here in Nigeria, okay? They are bringing in the results. They are doing so well. They are so consistent, and they need more attention. Moving on right now to what's happening in the NNL. Right there, I mean, a very competitive area as far as Nigerian football is concerned. Trent, do you have any updates for us in the NNL?
Well, Gosolo United FC played their match, and guess what? They did not lose. They did not draw. I will not tell you if they won or not, because if you don't lose and you don't draw in football, you know the other answer. Well, they won their game by 1-0 against Abakaliki FC. To win against Abakaliki FC is not a small thing. People that are in the finals of the present FA Cup against Kwara United. I watched the game and I was like, see, like, how did you win? How did you reach the present FA Cup final? Because they won against Imba FC, they won against Ikorodu City, and trust me, anybody that's playing against Abakaliki FC, you have to play from the beginning to the end to make sure that you have won the game. See, those guys, the way they run, the kind of energy they have, I'm sure that just like United FC, after the game, they will definitely go and give testimony. They are going to go and give thanksgiving because it's not easy to win Abakaliki FC. I know they are struggling relegation in the NNL. Just like United FC too are struggling in the relegation waters too. But winning against Abakaliki FC is just like you picking a qualification ticket, because playing against those guys is not easy. Kwara United, this is a statement to you guys. You guys should better prepare before you play against Abakaliki, please.
I think that's a good thing happening to the Nigerian football, seeing a team from the NNL playing in the finals of the FA Cup, and not just playing, the road to the FA Cup final, defeating Imba FC, defeating Ikorodu FC, and from what you've told us right now, Gao FC must have done so well to defeat.
You know, like, this is not the first time we are seeing. I think this the same thing that happened last season, because last season we had Abia Warriors in the finals and we had El Kanami Warriors in the finals. El Kanami Warriors played in the NNL last season before getting a promotional ticket to the NPFL.
El Kanami Warriors is a more experienced side as far as the NPFL is concerned.
They were playing in the
They've been there in the NPFL over the years. They've been there. They've got their experience.
But they were playing in the NNL last season.
Okay.
They were playing the NNL. So
all right.
El Kanami Warriors playing the NNL last season, and Abakaliki FC is playing in the NNL. May likely go to the NLO. So don't be shocked if Abakaliki FC will be playing in the continent from the NLO. Because before you play in the continent, that will be next season. And before next season, you might have been relegated.
Yeah.
Abakaliki, I'm sorry to say, but you must have been relegated to the NLO. So that's it.
But anyway, for me, as far as I am concerned, I'm happy with what's happening with the Nigerian football to some extent, okay? Don't forget, to some extent, because it's a good thing to see a team from the NNL competing right there in the finals of the FA Cup. It's a very good thing to see. So, talking about Nigerian football, I can't just stop talking about this. The NPFL season ended about a week ago. We saw the 2024-2025 NPFL season coming to a close, and quite an interesting season we saw some teams, some big teams. I mean, teams that have won the league before, teams that have done so well, dominated the league, teams that have won the FA Cup, being relegated.
Which big team, please?
You want me to say it?
Well, say which big team?
Okay.
Because the team that have won the FA Cup twice and won the League Cup once is not a big team. Aqua United, yeah. You want to say it? Aqua United, I've said it for him. You cannot say it, but it's Aqua United. Aqua United is not a big team in Nigerian football, for Christ's sake. Is that not a big team? Winning just one trophy, one MPFL trophy and 2 FA Cup. Look at Shooting Stars of Ibadan. Look at Enugu Rangers. Look at Enyimba International. Look at Kano Pillars. Those are big teams in Nigerian football. So you cannot bring Aqua United into the conversation saying they are big teams. Well, Aqua United is just an NNL team that have won the league.
Okay. I'm not going to join matters with you in that conversation right now because you're making the room so hot right now. Okay, but I'll move on. I'll move on to what happened in the last day of the season, okay, where we saw Aqua United was playing against Heartland FC, and El Kanemi Warriors was playing against the Sunshine Stars of Akure.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, all of a sudden, from nowhere, we now saw the match ending with 1-0, 1-0 in favor of El Kanemi Warriors. All of a sudden, when we were monitoring this match, at 90 minutes it was zeros, 90 plus 10 zeros, 90 plus 20 zeros. So where did this goal come from?
It came from the match. The goal came from the match.
Definitely came from the match.
And
surprisingly, at the end of the match, we saw some tweets and some statements saying the goal was scored in the first half of the game.
Yeah, that's the problem.
What is really happening in the Nigerian football, please?
That's
Unfortunately, we've tried to get a hold of some persons who are representing these clubs, who is supposed to be able to talk to us as to what happened, but to no avail. And it's quite surprising that a football match will be played for about 127 minutes or thereabout.
Well, that's the development that needs to be made in football, in Nigerian football, talking about the media aspect, because I see in the English Premier League, because I think that's the standard we are copying here in Nigerian football. In the English Premier League, all 20 matches, even though they are simultaneous, they'll be shown, they'll be covered across all centers. You can go on Google Play Store, download a streaming app to stream any match you like in the English Premier League, if maybe your television cannot televise everything, because you cannot watch 20 matches in your television simultaneously, So that's like the development that needs to come into Nigerian football. That's like the investment from the NPFL board that needs to come into the development of Nigerian football, because trust me, I think being all simultaneous matches, all 20 matches are played simultaneously, and there are media outlets in all these 20 venues in Nigeria. Trust me, there will definitely be in all 10 venues rather in the matches. Trust me, there are going to be live coverage of all. Then you can go into, I think they have an app, NPFL, I think they have an app. You can go there and check any match you want to play. Now, El Kanemi Sunshines, they'll definitely be there, giving them more security, because it seems anytime you just hold camera in Nigerian football, your life is at risk. Not only your camera, your life is at risk, because, come on, if there are security officials all around, and you're with camera, there's no way fans or maybe the home side or the away side that are looking for how to figure out a way to gain points are going to come attack you. There is no way. So I'm pleading to Gbenga Elengbeleye, the chairman of the NPFL board, please, next season, let all the matches in NPFL be televised. Let all the matches, even though they are playing in the forests, at least, there are so many media outlets waiting for partnership from the NPFL board. There are so many. So these are what you put in the budget. Then what do you put in the budget for these teams? What do you put in the budget that you present to the Ministry of Sport? Because I feel the Ministry of Sport, they are the one, at least a little bit of sponsorship from for the NPFL.
I think
so. I think these are the things that need to put into the budget, so that at least you, the Gbenga Elengbeleye, the chairman, you can be seeing what is happening. You can be seeing what is happening, not people telling you, not people not reading it online, not seeing pictures, videos, evidence. Because I didn't mean there was like media outlets out there in the academic games now. We would have been having this conversation. We would have just gone straight to the video and look at everything.
What I find fascinating right now is that none of these clubs, like I expected that Sunshine Stars will come out to make a statement. I waited, I checked, I've not seen any statements, I've not seen them complaining, I've not seen them protesting, and it's quite surprising that, I mean, they are comfortable with the situation of things. But this is what's happening in Nigerian football, and how do we improve upon this? How do we improve? How do we want to develop Nigerian football? How do we want to see investors come in? Because, I mean, who would want to invest this money in a situation like this when there are some shambolic situations like that we see happen last week in the NPFL? But it's quite unfortunate, but we hope for the best because, I mean, this is Nigerian football. We are Nigerians. We love Nigerian football, and I want to see Nigerian football grow and become better.
Well,
right?
I just remember El Kanam Warriors are the defending champions of the present FA Cup. So, yeah, they'll be playing in the league next season. So, how would defending champions go on relegation, please? Of FA Cup? Hell no.
All right. Moving on to about the last story we are going to talk about for today, the National Sports Festival, the Gateway Game. It was very interesting, okay? I like what is happening as far as the National Sports Festival is concerned, okay? Ogun State has raised the bar. They are always doing it. And this time around, they did it again. What's your take on the concepts, the approach, and everything that we saw happen in this National Sports Festival?
Well, I'm really happy. I'm really pleased with the Ogun State government. Kudos to you guys. You guys really, you guys done well. You guys did really, really well. So for me, I just feel in every positive thing, there's always negative thing. Yeah. So, and the positive aspect of it, you guys showed a little bit of transparency. Everything was smooth. All the venues, all the facilities, making sure that all the athletes there representing their states were satisfied, I think, with the way you guys welcomed them, you guys embraced them, and the logistics and everything was actually on top of there. And like all the venues too, having all the things accurate, all the events, making sure that there's no lapses. Yeah, I think it's a very good one. So on to the next now, for the next state that's going to host it. You have seen the kind of standard Ogun State have raised, don't bring it down. Yeah, I think Enugu State, Enugu State are the next hosting it. So please, you have seen the standard Ogun State because still sit down here and tell you what you have to hear.
All right, so talking about the states that have done so well in this festival this year, the Niger Delta states have represented so well. I mean, kudos to the NDDC for organizing the Niger Delta Sports Festival because I think that was a prep for all the Niger Delta states because they dominated the table right here as far as this year's sports festival is concerned. Delta states, definitely the usual suspects. They always been doing it, and they did it again. They come tops. Ogun State followed, Bayelsa State, Rivers State, Edo State, and Lagos. Just, they came into the 6th position, and somewhere around there, Akwa Ibom State clinched the 10th position. I mean, those are Niger Delta State representing the Niger Delta, showing that the NDDC spending that amount of money was not a waste. What do you think?
Yeah, it was not a waste. The Niger Delta Sport Festival was just like a stepping stone for Niger Delta State to go into the National Sport Festival and showcase why they really hosted the Niger Delta Sport Festival. And giving good representation in the national level is what so many of us have been clamoring for. Not just Ogun State, not just Bayelsa State being on top, but we've seen the likes of Akwa Ibom State coming into the talking points, coming into the radar to make sure that they showcase why, they hosted the Niger Delta Sport Festival. It's actually a good one. Because, do you know why it's like that? Because so many states, after a certain tournament, after a certain sporting activities like that, they just leave their contingent to just go and rest. They just leave their athletes without proper, maybe continue training themselves for maybe upcoming events like that. So the Niger Delta Sport Festival was this year. And trust me, Ogun State did not just go and start picking other athletes from nowhere to represent them in the National Sports Festival. They continued from there. They picked out the best leg from the Niger Delta Sports Festival to represent them at the National Sports Festival. Same as Bayelsa State, same as Akwa Ibom State, because trust me, Akwa Ibom State is like a state that they don't really know, like they are not always in the conversation when any sporting activities is out there. So I think from the Niger Delta Sports Festival, these people actually took the best athletes, the best legs to make sure that they represent them in the National Sport Festival, and that's why they're coming out top this time around.
Okay, I think also that's why they are coming out tops. And one thing for me is it's not just about picking up the best.
Yeah.
Okay, Can you keep them? Can you take care of them? Can you make them grow in this sport? Because that's another conversation right there. Because we see some athletes, coming from Akwa Ibom State to go represent some other state. We see athletes from the north coming to represent some state in the south. It is allowed, but how well would this grow our sports, okay? Because I think one of the conversations, okay, we're having this conversation and someone was saying, how well would these states, how well do they do in terms of taking care of welfare for these contingents? Because we saw there was a protest in Ogun State.
Yeah.
The indigenous contingents, they protested about unpaid wages. Same thing happened right here in Akwa Ibom State during the Niger Delta Sports Festival. Why are we always protesting? Why are we not always paying the wages, the due wages?
I think this is not a national problem. It's not a national problem. I think it's a state-based problem because, trust me, the Ministry of Sports, anytime this kind of stuff is being organized, they make sure that they settle the states being organized. Trust me, NDDC do not just hoard the money of Akwa Ibom State contingents, saying that, come on, we do not receive our wages. It's the Akwa Ibom State government that you are supposed to hold. It's the people that are at the end of affairs of the sporting activities in Akwa Ibom State that you are supposed to hold. I mean, in the National Sports Festival. Now in Ogun State, in the Niger Delta Sports Festival, rather.
Yeah.
Now in Ogun State, in the National Sports Festival, I will not blame the Ministry of Sports. I will not blame the national state level because the national level, they are definitely going to disburse this fund. Now, when they're disbursing this fund, it's not going straight to the athletes' pockets. It's not going straight to the athletes' account. It's not going straight to the contingent account. It's going straight to the state account. So now from the state, you now disburse it to other sports. Now, other sports is not just one sport. It's not just football. We have boxing, we have kickboxing, we have judo, so many. Now, in this judo, there are people there leading these teams. Now, the leaders of those teams are the people that are to be questioned.
Now the thing is, the question in my mind is, what can we do better? Okay, this is the situation. You're saying it's not a national thing, okay? It's not like a problem of Nigeria. It's a problem of the states, the ministries of sports. And yeah, so it happened in Akwa Ibom, it happened in Ogun State. Why can we not stop this from happening? What are we supposed to do? What are we not doing right? What can we do to better this situation right there?
Well, I know this will sound funny, but I think all the states are supposed to photocopy the NSC chairman, Alhaji Shehu Diko, because I think that's the only transparent man talking about sports in Nigeria. People are supposed to photocopy him and have him as the commissioner of sports in your various... No. Because if you have someone like the NSC chairman, Alhaji Shehu Diko, at the helms of affair as a commissioner of sports in your state, just so that everything will just be easy for you. Everything will just go smooth for you. Because that man has really shown that, come on, sports can work in Nigeria. And since he became the chairman of the National Sport Commission in Nigeria, things are going smooth in Nigeria. Now, if things are going smooth in Nigeria, that boils down to the state level. It's the state level that are spoiling things for us. It's not the national level. It's the state level that's spoiling things. And if you can have someone like Alhaji Shehu Diko as the commissioner of sport, trust me, things are going to go smooth.
Okay, just like Trent said, things are going to go smooth. And we hope for the best. We hope things get better. We hope Nigerian sports gets better. We are ending with a tragic story, okay?
Yeah.
The contingents from Kano State traveling back, they were involved in an auto crash, and we heard about 22 persons died already. It's very tragic. It's unfortunate that things like this happen, okay? These are people who went there to represent their states. We hope that the state government, the Kano State government, will do something better, at least to better the lives of their families. I mean, it's sad to see something like this happening.
It's really sad. It's really sad because all these people, they came out from their parents' house going to represent their state in this kind of occasion, and at the end of the day, they can't go back to see their parents, or their parents can't see them coming back alive.
It's quite tragic.
I don't know
it's
what
quite
to say.
Tragic.
Actually,
it's unfortunate this is happening, and again we hear again that the contingents from Taraba State also were involved in a car crash. But thank God, there's no casualty as far as that of Taraba State is concerned. Trent, this is how far we can go for this week's edition of the show.
Yeah. Next week, you all should anticipate NNL Action Conference A and B is still heated. Trust me.
All right, that's how much we can go for this week's edition of the show. Join us on our social media platforms, Facebook, TikTok, X, and Instagram for our weekly trivia games on show us how much you know your sports, okay? Show us how much you know your Nigerian sports and get a chance to win prizes, okay? Come answer some questions and be a part of those that will be chosen for the end of the month quiz competition. It was nice talking to you. My name is Bill. Bye-bye.
This is the Locker Room Central.
You're gonna love it.